Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back once again, or for the very first time, to the Farts and Crap Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host, Anjo, here with another Monster Hunter video for you guys. And today is actually one that I haven't made many videos on. It's Monster Hunter Rise, which I put a decent amount of time into this game on the Switch, about 300 hours. And unfortunately, they never released a way to transfer your save data, which would have been nice. Would have been very nice, because had they done that, I probably would have picked this up a lot earlier. But recently, for winter holiday 2025, they had a sale on this game on PSN for North American users, and Rise and Sunbreak was only $10. So the base game plus the DLC is a massive amount of content. So I finally picked it up, and I'm finally starting the game on PS5. And it's been about 3 years since I played this game, like really at all. And I was like, you know what? It's been enough time. I can safely start over from the beginning, and it feels fresh. Like, I did not remember very much about this game at all. And yeah, it definitely was not the smoothest on the Switch. As you can see here, this was all captured earlier on the original model Switch. You know, definitely not picking up a Switch 2 at any point in time, and not even sure if this game is getting a Switch 2 version at the time of recording. It hasn't been confirmed. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I $10 for Rise and Sunbreak on a much more capable platform, yes. And for a Switch 1 game, it's pretty. It looks pretty good. It plays pretty good. That's the more important part. Like, sure, the frame rate's kind of all over the place. The textures don't look great. You know, the shadows are low quality. It just graphically, everything's on low, kinda, and it is even a game that was designed for the Switch limitations. But it's perfectly serviceable, and the online, surprisingly, was really good for a Switch game. Like, it outperformed every game I've played on the Switch online. And I really don't have a reason to have Switch Online anymore, thankfully. I do miss Tetris 99. I wish they would do that on other platforms. But I feel like it's been long enough to where I can pretty confidently say this is one of my favorite games, period. And it might be my favorite Monster Hunter game. Like, Wilds is great, and graphically way more complex. And Wilds doesn't have an expansion yet. Inevitably it will happen, but I think overall, yeah, Rise just... there are things I prefer about Rise. And one of the main ones is this right here. So, the Switch skills. The Switch skills are so great. So the wire bugs in this game really kind of like added things mechanically that were very, very welcome. And the Switch skills essentially allowed the player to customize the moveset for their chosen weapon. And I mainly used the gun lance and the longsword in this game. It depends, like usually with every Monster Hunter game that I play and like want to really get into, I'll try out all the weapons and then just kind of stick with the ones that click. But gun lance has always been a favorite of mine, especially in this game. Like Rise was the first Monster Hunter I played in a very long time to feel like satisfying and like fast-paced, more action-oriented, and also like a community experience. But like immediately you have, I think they call them silk bind skills or something like that. No, that's Silk Song. It's something like that though. And Hail Cutter is one of them. So it's very useful because it essentially reduces the cooldown on the worm fire, I think is what it's called. So like, not the worm stake cannon, right? The other thing. Wyvern's Fire, that's the one. So it allows you to do it more often. And Wyvern's Fire is very useful. It's very cool, but if there are things you don't like about the moveset, like there are different moves you can do in Bullet Barrage, this is so cool. So it costs 2 wire bugs, which is like the standard max, but it uses everything. So the Worm Stake Cannon, the Wyvern's Fire, all of your shells, and like there's a little bit of a wind up to it, but it reloads everything before it unleashes it. So you don't have to wait for any kind of cooldown. Like the only cooldown you have to wait for is, obviously you have to have the wire bugs available. But like depending on the wire bug skill or switch skill or whatever you're using, they all have different levels of cooldown. And I really love how it basically lets you customize your combos to fit your playstyle. It's one thing that I've said before, if they implement this into wilds, the switch skills, like not exactly, because like wire bugs aren't a thing in that game, just like palamutes aren't a thing, but you know, palamutes are better than secrets in my book. If they implement this kind of mechanic, then yes, wilds will probably be my favorite. But because yeah, Rise is not cross-platform, like it's not cross-play. However, there are core things about Rise that I still prefer. Like I like the writing a lot better in this game. It has a lot of that character and charm that Monster Hunter used to be known for, and it just feels like they took a lot of that character, a lot of the core identity of Monster Hunter with like humor and stuff. Wilds doesn't seem to have that. So Longsword was the other one. And the switch skills with the Longsword are so fun. I love this one. So the Sakura Slash, Silk Bind. It is called Silk Bind. Yeah, it's just silk and binding and stuff that's like in Silk Song. So I was a little thrown off there for a second. But yeah, essentially you can dash towards a target and instantly fill one spirit gauge. And essentially, as you build the spirit gauge, it starts on white and then goes to yellow and then goes to red. So it's a 3-stage thing. And you can still increase it with Spirit Blade, which is like your right trigger combo essentially. But you need to make sure you have enough of the primary gauge to like fill it. So like if you just have stage 1, then you just do that very basic one. And then stage 2 on yellow, I think I show here in a second. Yeah, so there's the yellow gauge, right? And then sheath, there we go. And then as you can see, it drains the gauge. And then it's a double hit, which is way stronger. But essentially, what you want to do is get it to that third, the red part. And unfortunately, if you're interrupted on the sheath like charge attack, it just does like an automatic parry and you lose 1 level of your gauge. Which is better than eating the hit, for sure. But check out this damage. Good, the combo meter reset. Great. And you can reposition it. Almost 2,000. With a longsword. With essentially a charge attack that you can reposition before unleashing. Which, yeah, typically the step distance isn't that much. I think I had evade extender on. Pretty sure. Lucky balls. That's funny. But yeah, the bunny dango, like I love that. Like the Sunbreak area, it's so good. Like and the monsters. Like there's so many monsters in this game that are not in wilds. Like the Baroth, no. Like the Volvidon or whatever, like Wilds is one of the few games without a Kezu. Valstrax, freaking, it just Basilese, like so many. Magnum Hollow right there. So many great monsters. Like, and I get each Monster Hunter game really should feel different. Nargacuga, one of my favorites. Especially like the Moonlight Nargacuga or whatever it's called in Sunbreak, like amazing. And like, but the other thing with the wire bugs, man, like the maps are smaller for sure. It's still open zone, which is very cool. Like the different areas aren't like separated by loading screens, like in previous games. Like the first game I really went ham on in the Monster Hunter series, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I 100%ed that game, and it was the first Monster Hunter game I've ever done that with, because to complete a Monster Hunter game takes a very long time. Like, I probably put easily over 1,000 hours on that file. But yeah, just exploring maps. Like, with the wire bugs, it just feels like you can just parkour everywhere, and it's really less limited. Like, in Wilds, it just feels like, I mean, you just hop on the Sekret and it just automatically takes you to your location. And so many of the Sekret, like, traversal things are just automatic, you know? it's just going from point A to point B. It doesn't feel like, even on manual control, like, it doesn't feel like the player has as much agency. And that's the thing about it that bothers me. And it's just like, this is... Because I haven't, like, mained... And about this, like, gameplay here. I haven't mained longsword in a very long time. Like, in most... It was one of my main weapons in Freedom Unite. But... that was kind of because I needed... Like, one, it was the most anime-looking one. And, two... I don't remember, it's been a very long time. But just getting that sheath attack, oh my goodness. And landing it, like, the last hit didn't do nearly as much. Because I think, what's his name again? Baroth or something like that? He has, his head is, like, very hard. And I don't think I had Mind's Eye on here. Like, honestly, I just picked a random easy quest to kind of like show the performance of the game, basically, on the Switch in some of these zones. And yeah, the icon. Like, having the capture icon be like very, very easily discernible. I like that way better than in Wilds. Easily. Like, very, very easily. It's just... It's such a cool move.
Personal, buddy.
Like, yeah, with the silkbind techniques and the switch skills and stuff, it's so satisfying. And like I said, like, it's not bad on the Switch per se. Oh yeah, and the Palamutes having a dedicated jump button. Very, very welcome. I don't know why they got rid of that in Wilds. The Sekrets, honestly. But, yeah. And now, here we go. This is the same game on the PS5 version. So I've barely started this game. It's the expansion is on sale now. They just never got rid of that thing, huh? That's funny. Since Sunbreak came out, they've always had that like title card on there. Like, even if you already have Sunbreak for some reason, actually, it might be because it's this title screen. I think after you access Sunbreak DLC for the first time in game, I think it goes away. But yeah, I've kind of just been getting my character set up. I essentially tried to copy my character from the Switch version as close as I could. And yes, I have over 1 million Zenny, I think is what they call it in the game, because they just give you a bunch of eggs and stuff as like a starter thing. But yeah, immediately it's just like it was kind of jarring booting this up for the first time because I was like, what? like yeah, graphically less complex than Wilds by a long shot, but honestly, graphical complexity is only one very minor piece of something being visually pleasing.
Take care.
Like, this game looks so good. And like yeah, that rock looks very polygonal, you know? That water, you know, a little jaggy, you know? These character models are... Oh yeah, I was able to get rid of the radial menu. Heck yeah. They're, They're pretty basic, you know? How do I do... Oh no, that's just asking my buddies to face the camera. How do I swap... Oh, is it this? No, that's not it. Regular? Detailed? Whoa. Oh, okay, it's the depth of field, okay. Is it not face camera? Oh, is it because of the touchpad emulation thing on the Wingman? I think that is why it's doing that, yeah. I'm using the Wingman FGC2, as I usually do. And yeah, on the current firmware, I guess, on the setting that I have, it doesn't differentiate on that, so not that it matters. Wait, can't you do it a different way if you call... And I didn't even mention this earlier, the cahoots, man. The freaking... You have a little pet owl friend. And like... mechanically... does it matter all that much? Like, fuck no. But like, you can send him to like specific things and like... I guess that's one? I don't know if I did this one yet or not. I'm supposed to talk to Yamoni? Oh, that's the buddy board. That's why. Okay. Don't I need to do the best progress stuff?
How about this weather,
Oh, because this isn't... Okay, it's an optional thing. Okay, gotcha. And yeah, the village quests, I believe, are single player only. But like, you can completely ignore them if you want. Like, you can just go to the gathering hub and, you know, just do the other stuff. It does not matter. But it looks so much better, and part of the reason, like, you can customize so many things, and like, they actually let you, they actually have, like, you can do custom performance settings. So like actual graphical options, you know, because like it is a Switch game, but and this is very nice because I believe there's a PS4 version and a PS5 version of this. So, like, if you're playing on base PS4, you know, that's like 4 teraflops, I think. Whereas the PS5, base PS5 is like 12. And then, you know, PS5 Pro. But yeah, you can actually adjust like image quality. High-res textures if you want, which were not present on the Switch version, I'm pretty sure. Texture filtering. Ambient occlusion, which you can turn off or on if you want to. On looks so much better. The shadow quality, which was just lower than low on the Switch version. It just looked terrible. Dynamic shadows, which again makes them look way better. Foliage sway, which I think was off on the Switch version. Motion blur, which you really don't need this on, like, at all. Maybe if you're playing on the PS4 version, if you like motion blur, but it's just like, it's a decent implementation of motion blur, but for the most part I would recommend just keeping that off, you know? Like, the game runs at a very solid, like, pretty high frame rate. I kind of wish I had 120 hertz display I could try this out on. But lens distortion, which if you want a fisheye effect, cool. I don't know why you would. A vignette, again, I don't know why you would. Depth of field, which I don't think looks very good in this game. Film grain, if you want that, you know. I actually kind of like that. Because here's the thing. They have brightness and HDR, and that's pretty much it. There's no... like, this is a very colorful game. Like, the saturation is pretty high, and there's no option for that specifically. And I typically don't like film grain options.
How are you today? Come again.
Oh, actually, you know, I'm starting to see it. I'm not a fan of this one either.
Good to see you, Hunter. Bye.
Yeah, never mind. Initially, I was like, wait a minute, I actually kind of like this. Kinda. But there's also a bunch of filters, which, if you want to play it in grayscale, you can do that. Cinema style black and white, which is honestly kind of cool, because applies a black and white filter to the entire screen, and a vintage movie sound filter, which, like, and a lot of noise, honestly. But that's, like, the weird thing, is it doesn't apply to certain things. Like, when you talk to people, you know, the HUD stuff, it's just like, it can be jarring, honestly. It's kind of cool, though, as, like, a goof, you know. Sepia, if you want a sepia filter, or sepia cinema style, if you don't want the full black and white, if you want a little bit of color, but also, like, you know, to feel like, what's that called? Like Age of the Ronin or something? And speaking of which, there is also, Japanese style, which also has like the film noise, which I'm not a fan of that. But the Warring Land style, this actually is kind of cool. So this one, again, like it's a little too like vibrant, but that's kind of just the palette. I wish you could like turn down the saturation a little bit because it's a little bit too much. Like I can on my end, you know, I can do my own filters type of a thing, but yeah, applies a filter effect that emphasizes red and black to the entire screen. So kind of cool. I don't get what the classic one is. A full screen filter to emphasize shadows and three-dimensionality. I don't really agree with that, and with that I don't get what that style is, you know. Horror is kind of interesting. Horror filter of washed out colors and lighting to the entire screen, as well as a muffling sound filter, and like a horror vignette thing, as you can see on the corners. And it's also like tinted kind of magenta in a weird way. Again, kind of cool as like a goof, I guess, but it's the last filter, so yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't play with any of these, but and yeah, for lack of a better one, I think the film grain is fine. It's one of the better ones in my book. Whoa, immediately, that is... The difference between 49 and 50 is massive. Ooh, geez. Oh, geez. Yeah, we'll just stick with the default, thank you. It's not a very good slider right there. But yeah. And yeah, just I'm not doing this. It does, but it doesn't through... Like, I'm using an HDMI splitter right now, so it doesn't allow for certain things. And actually, I think it could do HDR if it was turned on a system level, but it would mess up the colors on the capture. So, not doing that. But yeah, the game just looks and runs and plays so much better. Like, this is, I mean, not for you guys, but like, this is in 4K. Like, it's doing 4K 60 like a fucking champ. So,
How about this weather? Take care of yourself.
what are we at? 35, 34? Okay, let's actually do a level. How about that? But yeah, certain things, because I don't think we have access to switch skills yet, because you unlock them either through the village quests or the hub quests, and I think you have to get to 3-star village quests or 2-star hub quests, whichever one comes first. But we have the default Silkbind skills. So even though even though they're not an option yet, this is another thing I think they do better in this game than in Wilds. If you go to... It's not game controls, is it? Weapon controls? Weapon controls of the hunter notes. Oh, it's not in the hunter info. Okay, okay. It is in hunter notes. Gotcha. Weapon controls. And then, yeah, it gives you, like, breakdown of the controls. And, like, kind of more info on, like, mechanics and stuff like that. But also the useful combos. Which is kinda the same as in Wilds, but I feel like the writing and explanations are better here. Why is her stamina so low? I mean, I think we're gonna get... Why the rations are not going down? Oh, because I think items used in the training area are not actually, yeah, consumed. So yeah, we can still do the, like, typical combo, although this is with a starter weapon, so damage will not be nearly as good as before. How do we do? There we go. Still pretty damn good. And, like, already, like, that's the one you have by default. It's Hail Cutter. Like, you also have the guarding one, which is fine. I never use it personally because I think it just restores sharpness, if I'm not mistaken. And I would much rather have the cooldown reduction on the Wyvern Fire thing. And yeah, unfortunately on the longsword you don't have either of the moves I was showing off earlier, and the draw attack is just like the standard vertical one, not the double hit one. So you have the guard thing, which is Serene Pose. It's not that good. And of course you still have your gauge. Oh, right, they're actually adding to my combo. That's why I usually tell them to wait over here. Come on, guys. Okay, they're on their way. There it is.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay. So... Oof. That default fucking dodge speed. Yeah, so you have the... Yeah, that should look familiar. The Soaring Kick, it's not nearly as good as the Sakura Slash. And then there we go, we got the red. And you have the sheath. But like if you try dodging during the sheath, it just cancels it. And yeah, you have the Eye Spirit Slash, which is not great. And the regular, yeah, eye slash, which is also not great. Though, yeah, the switch skills definitely transformed the longsword from a weapon I was like kind of into, but preferred gun lance to kind of preferred longsword. But yeah, even just on default, like for the first like half of the game, I just prefer gun lance, like 90% of the time. Alright, thank you for waiting, guys. Alright, so let's go talk to, what's her name?
What's up?
I heard the terrible news. Real emergency. I bit my tongue. Great Azuchi. Ah, they're not a problem. Yeah, no worries.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, have we eaten yet? That's the other thing too. They like very clearly tell you you've already eaten. Granted, this is like old Monster Hunter eating rules, so a meal effect is for one quest only. But they are pretty cheap, so.
Yeah, I love that one too. You.
Oh, and this animation's different from the one that I showed earlier, so.
Here you go. Yay! Yeah!
This is also. It's kind of a loud game. I kind of forgot. Alright, turn this down, right? Okay. Right, because the other options actually sound kinda really overly compressed. Is fine, that should be good. Okay.
How are you today?
Uh-huh. Right, it's the one she just told me about.
I have a special quest for you. Good luck.
Um... Oh, and these, right. I love these things.
Unstoppable tank. Then comes a second, attacking the flank. Finally, the general, the highest in rank. A trio of blades, swift as a gale. They cut to the bone and kill without fail.
Yeah. It's kind of great. So they have like a little cutscene every time you fight a new monster or like do a hunt in a new location, and I just love that. Kind of great. Oh, we can't do the track thing? Why? Oh, because we need to... Because I haven't seen them before. Right, and they still have the... This is the other thing. I kind of don't like the map very much in Wilds. I actually like the map system in this game quite a bit more. It's just... night and day difference, man. Wait. Oh, right, that's the wrong button. It's just so much better than playing on the Switch. Like, it's no contest. Oh, that's a... Oh, right. I forget what they call them. They're basically like the limited time bounties in Wilds. But you get to pick which ones you do. Which is so welcome. Oh, is that those golden spear bugs? Yeah, they are. I was actually coming up here because of these ones right here. Yeah, Palamutes are just better. Oh crap, he's right. Is he moving to where I just was? Of course he is. Okay. That. There you are, you. Right. Forgot that's the thing. I kind of forgot to use this. Oh, he's already in the loop? Okay. Oh, he went down pretty quick. I mean, I guess for this point in the game, that's like pretty great damage, honestly. Huh. And here I was worried the quest would take too long. Yeah, just I don't know. Like exploration just feels better in this game than like the whole wire bugs thing. Like it just yeah. It's just very nice.
Piece of cake!
Yeah, you know what? I think I even improved on my character from the Switch version. Initially, I didn't have the same voice option, and that was like starting to bother me. I was like, why does it sound different? Like, it seemed like the voice settings were different, but then I was like, no, it's just the samples. Oh, wow. Oh, because the buddies leveled up. Right, I forget they do that. Yeah, the Palicos and the Palamutes and stuff, and Fugan.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, there are things about. Wow, okay, there's a lot of new stuff apparently. There are things about this game I like better than Wilds. And the fact that it actually runs at a really good frame rate. Again, I know at its core, it's a Switch game, but it's also just why is it like there are two different songs playing right now? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, it's Monster Hunter Wilds, man. Really good game. And Wilds, I said, man, Force of Habit, Rise. They're both really good games. Okay? But yeah. It's I kind of prefer Rise in a couple ways. Granted, for a multiplayer game, there are aspects, especially cross-platform play of Wilds, that I prefer. And there are certain things in Wilds that are definitely better. And Wilds is definitely more graphically complex. It's but I haven't seen this game crash. And it's very smooth and responsive, and it's just very different. It's what's a good comparison? It's like it's like Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX is still one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, and it definitely feels like an evolution of, and also a love letter to, the classic Final Fantasy games, like 1 through 6. That's not to say new Final Fantasy is bad. I mean, I love Omega in Wilds. No, but in all seriousness, it's a different style. It's a different flavor, you know? And in ways, I like the old flavor better. but it's also completely different. So, in the same way that 9 feels like the final culmination of, and like a love letter to the older ones, like Rise feels like how I remember Monster Hunter Freedom Unite and Freedom 2, like the PSP games, which I played so much of. And those were just kind of an evolution of the earliest Monster Hunter games, because I didn't play Monster Hunter on the PS2, or the second game, Monster Hunter 2, because I don't think that was even released in North America. But we definitely got the first game on the PS2. It just didn't really take off in popularity for a very long time. Like, Monster Hunter was a very niche thing for, really until Monster Hunter World. You know, it just didn't have the general audience recognition. It's but then World was like very successful, and then I'm glad Monster Hunter's back in a lot of ways for the first time, for certain parts of the world, for sure. But it's it scratches that itch for sure, because I have gone back and played Monster Hunter Freedom Unite like in recent years, and it's not quite like I remember. It's much more dated and primitive, because since I played that game, I also went ham on God Eater 1 and 2 and played the living crap out of those games, and they feel a lot more modern and definitely inspired by those games in the classic Monster Hunter formula. But there's been so much iteration since then. And that's the thing, whether it's from the company or from a different developer that was inspired by their work, it doesn't matter. You know, the games keep evolving and keep changing, and newer games will try some new stuff, and sometimes they'll stick to the formula, sometimes they'll experiment and do things different. And regardless of what the direction is, I hope it works out, and I do like Wilds a lot, because it feels like elements from World and elements from Rise came together, and we're like, all right, what do we need to do to make this new game feel like the penultimate experience? And also, like, what the fan base wants, how do we deliver on that? And I feel like Wilds does that in a lot of aspects, except the game doesn't run so good, and that's kind of the only main criticism that's very valid on a lot of platforms. I haven't had very many issues playing on the PS5 version of Wilds, but I see other people having issues, and I've definitely had issues as well. I've seen the game crash on PS5 a couple times, not in recent memory, but I have seen it before. or sometimes stuff just doesn't work right. And that's one thing that's nice about this game, is I haven't had any technical issues so far. And if I did on the Switch version, like I said, it's been about 3 years since I've gone ham on that game, and I've only put a couple hours into this version of the game. So, yeah, maybe misremembering some stuff or whatever, but so far, early impressions are very, very, very good. And this is kind of exactly what I was waiting for. Because even though there's no way to transfer your save data from the Switch version to a different version of the game, yeah, I just wanted to wait for a sale and, you know, wait for the right time, you know? Because it definitely seems like with Monster Hunter Wilds, we're gonna have a lull for a bit after the February update, and they haven't even confirmed the existence of an expansion yet. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Wilds will get an expansion, but we don't know when, you know, and it seems like, yeah, the February update is going to be the last one for a while. I think they will do a title update 5. But as far as, yeah, future updates right now, there's kind of a big question mark on the roadmap. So, to fill that gap, I think I am going to go ham on Rise for a while, so... But yeah. That's, pretty much it for today. Oh, the other thing, the OST for this game. Like, Monster Hunter music is always good, but, like, I love the OST in this game. Like, it's very... Like, the only fault I can find with this game, really, like, is that, you know, some of the assets graphically are kind of primitive because it was a Switch game. It was designed for the Nintendo Switch, the Switch 1, you know? So it's, yeah. But I would rather have solid frame rates than something that's too graphically complex to run decently, you know? So yeah. That's gonna do it for today, but let me know. Well, what do you guys think of Rise? Are you excited for the future of Monster Hunter Wilds? Have you not played it yet? Did you pick it up early and, you know, did it just keep crashing on you? Like, and yeah, how long has it been since you played Rise, if you did play Rise? I'm curious. I also wanted to get this, like, video done and recorded before getting back into this game, like, proper. Like, I've done... Really, I think that was the third quest I've done in this game. Like, the only reason I have 3 hours in the game, probably 4 now, is because, like, I've done a couple different, you know, recording things, getting some footage for this game. I think that was the third quest I've done on this file, and that's it. So, but yeah, it's gonna do it for now. So thank you all for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed, and thankfully we kept this to about an hour, but yeah, I kind of already had a version of this video done, and for various reasons I couldn't really use it the finished product was, yeah, I screwed up pretty hard. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna redo that, and we'll get it right this time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this turned out right. Future Danjo, you'll know. So and if you're indeed watching this, you'll know. Like, I didn't fuck it up this time. But thanks for being here. Of course, before we get going, it's time for the outro. Special thanks, updates, all that jazz, and a very special thank you going out to the amazing people who helped make it possible. The current Farts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novalis Draconis, Aaron Schick, and the one and only 97 Johnny Boy. Thank you all so very much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership. It vastly helps out. Very much appreciate it, and it is very much optional, so you guys are extra awesome for doing so. And if you want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's no join button for you. That can happen for various reasons, but there is also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member that will also bring up the membership tiers. But yeah, basically tiers start at $3 a month. It's roughly 10 cents a day. It gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote in the series that get made here on the channel via the members' choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full week over on the membership tab, and that is how all of the series get decided. So if you guys want to get in on that, we will have one coming up for January or February. It depends. I'm not sure when this video is coming out. But at the very latest, sometime in February 2026. So we will have one coming up for this month that you're watching this in, and it's probably going to be deciding, what is it deciding? The series to follow Mario Wonder? Or the next Retro Classic series? It's one of the two. Not sure at this point in time. No, the series to follow Mario Wonder was decided for January's. The one for February is going to be the next Retro Classics. Right. To follow Armored Core 2. Correct. Yeah, that is correct. But yeah, if you missed any of the previous ones, you know, like December, any of the ones from 2025 or 2024, you can still vote on those over on the membership tab. Retroactive input is considered for future polls, so even if you're just a member for 1 month, you could vote on as many of those as you want, and you're still going to be influencing the content that gets made here for quite some time, because retroactive input on previous polls is considered for future polls. This is, however, an approximation of future announcements from the past, so if you want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I got you. The bell doesn't work for me, but there are 4 other ways you can stay up to date. We have the post tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, and the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. But that is going to do it for today, so thank you all once again for being here, guys. Till next time, take care, and I hope you have yourself a beautiful day.